Hello my friends. Today we are going to create a track like Brooks. At the end we must have something like this.
I've been through too much just to live like this. Double on my cup, you can't sip like this.
First I want to remember you to subscribe and to leave a comment. And second I want to warn you that you can see all the videos of this series here. So now let's go straight to the juice because it's a very big project and we just want a straight and fast video. As you know, Brooks basses are so heavy and powerful. So I've got some presets that have strong and big mid and sub basses. I also put inside 2 stabs for more attack. I processed the mid basses by just putting a kickstart and some EQ for cut the lows. And for the sub I just cut out the hicced frequencies and boosted some basses. At the end the bass sound like this. As you can imagine, the chords in the song are not too much big, because they must give space to the leads and the bass. For the chords I've used some crispy sounds, some other organic sounds and at the end some pianos. So the chords sound like this. For the processing I've used a kickstart, after an EQ for define the chords, and for finish an OTT for glue the layers. I process the pianos as the same of the chords, but for some strange reasons I've also put in a reverb link to the peak controller, and I've also put inside a blood overdrive for more space sounds. I also put in this Plucks for have some more attack at the start of the chords. For finish I put inside some pads for give atmosphere to the sound, and to the song. As you can imagine, this song have many leads. So we now create a stack of 13 layers for have a big result. After a mix they sound like this. But here also the processing is a very important part. First we have an OTT for glue the many layers. After we have a camel crusher for a little bit of distortion. After 2 EQs for cut all the lows and for boost some higs. And for finish we have a kickstart. For some layers I've created a new channel where I put the same things of the first channel, but I also add a little bit of more distortion, and a fruity overdrive for color the leads. Now the tracks sound very cool. But if we want a real badass track, we need to add also organic sounds. So I've created some layers with some violins inside. And at the end they sound like this. The processing was just similar in all the instruments. I've just put in a kickstart, and after an EQ for cut some frequencies. Vox and Whistle. I now take some more organic sound like this voices. I put them in a new channel and I process them like this. So now we have badass organic elements in the song. I also created a different pattern for the build-up to make the remake very similar. For finish I added a whistle with the melody on because I like it. And now we are finished with the melody. Now we are going to define and sculpt our sound. For a more aggressive drop, I've created some crunchy chords that plays only some notes and that plays at a low volume. After, for add more and more crunch to the sound, I also added a white noise playing at the same time of the leads. And for finish I added a pad playing the same note every time. For the drums I used a very big kick that Brooks like. After a top kick for give expression to the kick. Drop claps. A lot of claps. Rides. Hi-hats. And in the second part also a drum loop. As FX I used 3 exhausts. Some ambience sounds. A sweep transition. And for finish a sub-bass that hits every time Chords hits. For the build-up I used some rises and some loops for make it more aggressive. And in the second part one used a bass that repeats every time. I made the same for the lead. Finally I added also the vocal chorus, the chords, and the pad. For the vocal I just took of the a cappella and boost some frequencies. I also took some parts of the original song and I put them inside. At the end you can see that I automated the leads volume. This is because in the build-up the leads are too hicced, so I automated their volume. And here is the final result. Guys, thanks for watching the video. I remember you to stay tuned for new contents. If you liked the video please slap a like now. If you didn't like the video I'll brush my ass. See you guys.